Right, everybody, welcome. My name is Ken, and this is our stretch and roll class. We are going to do the complete opposite of what I just said. We're going to roll then stretch, but that's okay. Stretch and roll sounds better, right? All right, so anyway, welcome to the class today. You will need a foam roller and a mat. I am using a low density foam roller, but mainly white because it is easier to see me do the foam rolling. We are going to start on our backs. And we're going to start at the neck. We're going to start with some rolls back and forth on the neck to release some of the neck tension. Then we'll do some up and downs and then get into the upper back, trying to open everything up pretty much in the postural side of the muscles. And then go from there. We will be getting to the whole body, but we'll start at the neck. That and the lower back are usually the most tense parts. So like I was saying, we're on the neck here. And what we're going to be doing is hands out to the side or on the chest, wherever's more comfortable. We're just going to be pushing the neck and rolling over and then over. I'm applying a little bit of pressure with my head so that when I roll, I feel a little bit of pressure on that neck. We're basically making the neck do the work, and the foam roller is acting as the implement. Normally, a foam roller is doing the work, and we are staying somewhat still. But now we are doing the work on the neck. And if you find a little spot, you can move that foam roller. You can kind of sit on it for 2 or 3 seconds and then go back. If you hit a spot and you feel a little tingling up the neck or anything like that, that is normal with our foam rolling, tingling, or a little feel like it shoots up the neck a little bit. That is okay as long as it's not a sharp pain. And that won't happen with foam rolling either because we're not pressing hard enough to really deliver anything dangerous. All right, very good. Now that we've done that, we're going to move that to about the base of the skull here, and then we're going to put our chin in the air and resist it down. We don't want to let it just drop because that puts pressure on the neck. We want to just lift it up and then lightly let it down. Good. 2 more here. Lift it up. Let me let it down. Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and get that mid back. Now, we're going to go ahead and sit up. You're going to lay so that it's on your mid back already. Then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to actually use our glutes, pick ourselves up. Hands go behind the head or on the chest. I usually prefer behind the head because that way we'll support the neck. So it comes up like this. And then we adjust our feet to find the right position for how we want to roll. And as I said, we're just hands behind the head, and we're rolling base of the neck to mid back. When you roll this, you may get some back cracking. That's okay. It's just pushing those vertebrae back where they want to be. Good. And we're just generally rolling right here. We're going to get into some specific shoulder blade rolls in just a second. But for now, just base of the neck all the way to mid back. Excellent. Let's go ahead and extend this left arm out, and then we're going to lean over, and you'll see my knees kind of come towards you. We're just kind of putting a little extra pressure on that left side. This will allow us to roll those shoulder blades. Feel that one. I know. Feels fantastic, right? Let's go ahead and switch it. Other side. If you're rolling and it's just a little too much, that's where this white one comes in. But you can also put the butt down, kind of do some small rolls there, or bring the feet a little closer so you have a little bit more pressure up on the back. A little more stability in the lower side. Good. And now let's just put the elbows together. And we're just going to roll across a winged shoulder blades. 3, 2, and what I like to do here is just relax. Let the head relax back. We're just kind of pushing on that mid back, that lat area. 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and come up. Excellent job, everybody. Let's move right along. We're going to go right along the back side, and then we'll come right up the front side today. All right. Next up is going to be, I like to call it high glute. I don't really roll the lower back per se because it's such an irritated spot most of the time. There's no reason to re-irritate it because usually the lower back's irritated because either this is too tight or this is too tight and they're yanking on each other. So what we do here is we try to release the top of the glute. So you're going to sit, lay down with the foam roller right behind the butt. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lift that butt up, kind of like we did earlier, but now we're going to put it right at the top of the glute. So my lower back is where my hands are, and then it's right below that lower back. And then we're going to be able to pick up our knees, and we can cross them or we can just keep them together. It's up to you. And the idea here is we're just going to roll back and forth, sort of like we did with the neck. These are our, and keep your hands on the foam roller. Almost forgot that because that'll keep it from kicking out. Kind of keep you in one place here. And we're just kind of rolling at that. If you feel like it's pressing in that lower back, just move that foam roller down a little bit closer to the glutes. But we're rolling that high glute, high pelvis area. Trying to get the QLs, trying to get a little bit of high glute. 3, 2, great job on these folks. And 1, very good. Let's go ahead and just let one down. 3, 2, 1, pick the other one up. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and bring it back, just like we were how we started. Now we're gonna roll the glute next. So we, from this area, just kind of push up until it's under the butt. And this is gonna be one glute at a time. One leg's down. The other one just kind of bends as it rolls, or it can stay straight. That's fine too. Depends on how much room you got. But we're just rolling over the glute here. Feeling the big part of the cheeks. And what we're trying to do here is if we feel any knots, again, sit on it. 1, 2, 3, and then roll a little bit smaller and then get back to your bigger rolls. Excellent job. And let's go ahead and isolate now. If you can, straighten that back leg, bring this one over and then bring it up. And then you're almost laying right on that side. We're getting the glute medius here, a little bit of piriformis. And move it around. If you don't feel it, try a little more to the side, try a little more on the glutes. That's the beauty of rolling. Hard to really mess it up unless you do too much of it. But realistically, the fascia, when it's kneaded out, when it's compressed, or when it's kind of forced to move, it tends to release and give a little bit more range of motion, add a little bit more hydration to the tissue. It's a good thing to tell it that it doesn't need to be frozen for very long. Here we go. Let's switch it up. Other side, just the glute here as we did on the other side. Good. Excellent work here. Roll that glute out. And now let's go ahead and crisscross or cross it across and lay on that side. Excellent job, everybody. Good, you find a spot, hold it, 3, 2, 1, and then roll over that spot. Very, very good. All right, so there's our glutes. Let's make it down to the hamstrings here. A couple of different ways to do the hamstrings. I'm gonna do the same thing on the hamstrings that I do with the quads, which is one at a time. So kick that foam roller all the way out, and then we're just picking up, just rolling it over. You'll see that I have one hand supporting the knee, the other hand's down, and this just keeps my knee straight. Also allows me to put a little more pressure on. I just do, you can sit the butt each time, right? The roll is what matters. If you do find a sore spot, you may have to sit up there a little bit and then roll it over. Good. And then once we finish that side, kick that foam roller to the other side. Roll one at a time. If the shoulders are bothering you, you can press down on this leg and kind of just move it just like that, and just applying pressure is, the rolling is better because it needs it out, but applying pressure also is going to help release that tissue. So if you don't like to get up on that shoulder, you can also do one of those. All right, let's move down to the calf. We're doing the same exact thing with the calf that we did with the hamstring. Big difference with the calf. With the hamstring, pretty much isolated in here. With the calf, I like to turn the foot back and forth. First roll is regular foot, and then I turn it out. Then I put it back to regular. Then I go inside. So once you're just moving that foot around, if you find a spot, like my inside is a little bit more sore than my outside, so do a couple extra rolls on the inside there, then get it back to here. And the outside. Outside's getting close to that tibialis. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Good. Roll the foot. Find those sore spots in that calf. Good. 3, 2, 1, and done. Now, I'm going to show you today. We haven't done this yet. If you don't want to join me, that's fine, because it does require taking the shoes. I want to show you a little bit of a foot roll. So just going to remove those shoes real quick. And whenever we do the roller with the feet, I like to usually have some sort of balance, the wall, desk, things like that. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be rolling the foot and just applying pressure on. You can do it a little bit more. You don't want to do it right on the edge of the foam roller, because that may not be as structurally sound. But just pushing the feet, and let me do it from a side view. And I'm not doing it as hard because I'm not balancing on anything. But if you have something to balance on, you can almost put your weight on it, but the foot is almost going to like roll over that foam roller, almost like the form of the foot. Let that foot go down, toe go down, and roll right in there. This is going to be the plantar fasciitis. So if you had that good balance, you could actually step up on the foam roller. I'm holding on to something, making sure I'm comfortable with the balance. And let me see if I can turn this for you. If I'm like this, I also still have this toe touching the ground. If I did this, that's more pressure on it, but with that toe touching the ground, it gives me that balance. Let's go ahead and switch the feet. So other side. Good. Just rolling right over. And this one is really good. If you had a lacrosse ball, tennis ball, you could do this while watching TV at night, sitting in a chair. It doesn't really matter. Rolling over that plantar fascia, that heel is a really good thing to really loosen that fascia up, especially if you're on your feet a lot. Puts a lot of pressure on the feet, then it climbs up the calves. Then we're all of a sudden, nice and tight in all that lower body. All right. You can leave the shoes off. You can put them back on. Up to you. We're going to roll ourselves all the way up to the quads next. So we're right here, knees in front, or in front of the knees behind the foam roller. We're going to lie right over it. And we are just going to roll out those quadriceps. Same thing as the calves. I'm going to turn my toes inward. And then you'll see right now I've got them turned out. This one you may have to find where your shoulder or where your forearms can best go to allow you to go deeper and a lot further distance. So you can see here I'm going pretty far down and almost up to my eyes past my hands. And now I'm going to get back to the top of the hamstrings, toes down, or quadriceps. And then I'm going to put my toes in. And this will get outside of those quads. One of them's going to be sorer than the other. Let's put it that way. Quads can be pretty tight. Big muscle group. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. We're going to try a little hip flexor here. This one's a little awkward. I'm going to preface it with that. It's a little awkward. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to roll with the foam roller right here. We're trying to roll the hip flexor psoas right in here. So if I'm trying to roll this one, I am going to have it facing the opposite way. All right. So if I'm here, I am rolling with, I'm laying on the foam roller, but it's kicking out to my right. And all I'm doing is a small roll just like this. Now, like I said, this is a little awkward. It's not a great position to be in, but if done correctly, the psoas is a really tight, naturally tight anyway, but it tightens a lot more and shortens as we sit. Or as we stand too much, it gets overworked and tightens. When that tightens, it pulls on that pelvis. This causes a lot of our lower back pain. So what we try to do is just roll that out. And again, if you can kind of see where I'm at, I'm laying on it like this. All right. So just like that. I'm going to try the other side now. So if I'm facing you, if you're facing me, foam roller straight, I want to roll my left side. I'm just going to kick it out on that left side so that it's facing. I'm sorry, I said it backwards. I want to kick it out to the left side. I said it right and did it backwards so that it's kicking out towards my left shoulder on my left side, but I'm rolling in those striations. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're just kind of sitting right over it. Like I said, not the most glamorous of foam rolling, but this is a really important one. And this is one where you can kind of just sit on it, feel that stretch in the pelvis, feel that kind of discomfort or tightness, that, and then a little bit of roll again. That is what we're trying to roll out. We'll stretch that in a little bit too, so you feel that. Excellent job on those. Good roll. Again, not the most comfortable, but an effective roll. All right. We're only going to get more awkward with the chest. If you've joined me with these chests before, what we're trying to do is roll it this way now. So when I sit like this, I lay on it. It's kicking towards the left now. And I'm just going to put my chest right on it like this and roll over that chest to the armpit, just like that. And if you lay down flat, you could still do it. It's fine. I find I get more leverage when I go up on my knees, but sometimes that's a little harder on the body. But you can see here, I'm just going chest, through the armpit a little bit, chest, through the armpit a little bit. Let's go ahead and switch it up. So I'm just going to lay my chest over it here. Same thing. So just in case you're still trying to figure it out, right? Put it under here, chest, my pec's right there on it. Hand goes out, and then I roll down, roll up on the chest, down, up on the chest. If there's more tissue in that chest area, I suggest kicking it more higher and being a little bit more here. That way you're not rolling on the lower tissue of the pec. So it's here, into that armpit a little bit, high chest, armpit, high chest. So that's how you can get around if you have a little more tissue in the chest area. Chest, again, that one I do recommend if you have a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, rolling that one here. It's a lot more efficient than trying to roll on that foam roller, but I want to make sure we are able to use the implement we showed up with. That's kind of what we're doing. All right, last one we're going to do is going to be the arms. So we're going to come right here, and we're just going to roll the forearm, and all we do is I go palm up, about 3 or 4 rolls, and then I go palm down. I have to extend it a little bit usually, about 3 or 4 rolls. Good, let's go ahead and palm up. Trying to get those extensor tendons. And palm down. Good, and if you go a little bit further out, you can usually get a little bit more leverage on that palm down. Excellent job. All right. Let's go ahead and since we just did those, let's go ahead and stretch. You could do this seated or from standing, but we're going to join the floor pretty soon. So I'm going to go from the knees. Hands, we're pulling those hands back. We're trying to stretch those flexor tendons that we just rolled out. Good. They don't have to be straight up. You can hold them down here. And then we're going to do the extensor tendons. As we've discussed before, we hold these for about 15, 20 seconds. I suggest if you're doing this on your own, you have a little bit more time, push that up to about 35, 40 seconds. Excellent. Let's get the other side. Good, good, good. Feel that good stretch. And let's go ahead and switch it up. Extensor tendons, pushing on the hand, feeling that coming through here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's shake those out. We did the chest a little bit. Let's reach behind. If we can grab our hands, great. We're going to pull back. If not, you can just reach back as far as you can and kind of pinch those shoulder blades back to open up that chest. We're going to hold this stretch. Let that naturally kind of pull you back. If you're holding on to your hands, feel that good stretch in the chest. Just do this in case. Let's see what I was talking about. We're just pulling back. Feel that good stretch. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Let's go ahead and use the foam roller. And what we're going to do is we're going to get into a child's pose. And we're going to use the foam roller to kind of let us stretch out as far as we can. Once we get to that far part, your hand should be at the top. Use that foam roller to just roll your fingertips over a little bit more to stretch out that back a little bit more. Good. Sitting here. Hold this stretch. Good. Now come up with it. Now what I want you to do is I want you to turn that foam roller. I want you to roll it out to your left. Same thing, but now you're going to feel it pull on that right side. Sit into it. And a little extra roll. Excellent job. Other side. We're just moving out. Right side now, unless you did the right side the first time. That's why I usually say other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent, excellent job on those, folks. Let's go ahead. Join me on the mat. We're going to go on our back. We're going to get into the lower body here, stretching. Now, you could do this from a seated position, or you could do this from this lying position. I figure we're in a relaxed mood. Let's do the lying position. So we're going to cross that left leg, left ankle over right knee. If you need to drop it lower because have trouble getting it up there, that's fine. And then what we're going to do is just add a little pressure this way. Feel that tightness, pull in the hip. Four, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to take both hands, pull across. If that doesn't feel enough, you can drop this leg, and you can even reach the leg here. But we want to get the good side of that glute there, pulling as far over as we can without pulling our upper body. The reason I put the hand here is because I don't want the upper body coming this way. I want the upper body to stay still. Gives us a better pull in that cross section of the glute. So we rolled those glutes pretty good. We rolled piriformis, the medius, all of that. Now we're stretching it. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and cross the other way and apply that pressure. Excellent job. 3, 2, and 1. Same thing. Let's get across. And if you need to drop it, you can. Good stretch. You may be able to pull it a lot farther than me. Tight glutes today. But that's why we roll them. That's why we stretch them. We want them to give us a little bit more range of motion every time. That's the idea. We increase range of motion. We increase hydration through the fluid. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We're going to do a cross stretch. So we're going to lay on our side here, and the hands come out. We put the head under, and I'm doing the wiggle worm here. The top leg goes up top. We call these an open book. Bottom leg is straight, and all we're doing is opening as much as we can. We're going to do this 5 times, and bring it back. That's 1. Let the head follow. 2. I like to use the foam roller as a pillow. You don't have to. 3. Really trying to push each one a little bit further. 4. Try to keep this knee flat on the ground. And on 5, I want everybody to hold it for me for 10, 9, 8, 7, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Bring it back. Let's go ahead and switch it up. Other side. On this one, don't mind where my head is, just avoiding my earbuds so I don't shut it off. All right, let's go ahead and rotate 1. Nice and slow, not in a race here. 2, 3, 4. Comes the hold. And hold it for 10. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Let's go ahead and slowly coming up. We're just going to get a calf stretch in because we want to make sure we attack those calves. Now, a couple different ways to do this calf. I'm going to do it from the ground. You can do it with your hands on the wall. You can do it on the bed. Growing up, we've seen a lot of calf iterations. I like this version where I just come from here. It's also called a down dog stretch, but in yoga, but we put one foot down, put the other one, and we push the glute up in the air, the butt up in the air, and that basically forces our ankle mobility to stretch out the calf in this case. And just holding it there. If you need it a little more intense, step it out a little further. Push the butt up, it'll go a little more intense. 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go ahead and switch them. If you need it a little less intense, remember you can walk it in a little bit. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and walk ourselves up nice and slow. Got a lot of blood rushing, right? Because we've been down, up, sideways, all the good stuff. From here, I just want to do one big breath. Open up those hands. Exhale, one more. And exhale. Thank you so much for joining me for Stretch and Roll. Hopefully you feel a little bit more loose. You feel a little bit more mobile, because that is our idea. And I always recommend some water following these, because the tissue, if you could see it at a microscopic level, looks like spider webs, but it needs water drops in it. The more water, it's like a sponge. The more water, the more pliable the tissue is. So drink some water. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me for Stretch and Roll. Enjoy, everyone.